It's been a while since I last made a video, and that's because my PC pretty much died. The GPU didn't work anymore, so I had to completely buy a new PC, which took some time to get everything together, but now I'm finally back, and so I can go back to uploading the videos about the Shady Bets 101 outposts. And I'm glad that I can finally continue this, because I already have finished all of them, but I still have to cut the videos and everything. And yeah, the good thing is I had a spoken exam this weekend. It worked well. It went well. My group and I did very well. The person who checked the person that was conducting the exam said at the end that she was pretty happy with our things that we said. And yeah, I'm still a bit confused on how to exactly do the voiceovers, because I don't really know. And so I'm sorry if it's a bit disoriented. I try my best to keep it right and not forget any words I want to say, or yeah. But yeah, I think now that I'm back, I will play a few more outposts soon that I maybe do a few videos about. Maybe I won't do videos and maybe start streaming. I'm not sure. I now have a good enough PC to stream, but I still have to check on my internet to if it will work out. And yeah, that's where I'm standing on that now. So either I will start streaming, and I will probably start streaming on YouTube and Twitch simultaneously, if that's possible. Still have to look into it. I think now it's possible to do so, but I don't know how exactly. But that's something that future you can worry about. And in general, I'm pretty happy to be back. I kinda miss doing videos about this game, and yeah, I hope that everyone has done well the last 2 months where I was gone. Maybe it has been even longer than 2 months, I don't know, I didn't check, I don't want to know. But yeah, I think, what can we talk about now? We talked about why I was gone for so long, we talked about how I'm doing great. I have to... at a company I have an introduction interview soon for my practical semester, next semester. I plan to do it next semester, but if I don't find a company where I can do it, I will have to postpone it for another semester and just take some of the exams I would do in the semester after the semester in that semester, which wouldn't be the end of the world. But I would I want more to go into the practical semester, because some of the professors said that it might be better to do the practical semester first, because they are more inclined to think that everyone in the semester after that in the laboratories is now on a level where they could work everything on their own, which is a bit interesting to say, but yeah, I guess it's about right. And yeah, that's how my studies is going, and it's pretty good, I would say. Now I think I should probably start talking about the maps a bit more. I love all the Shady Bets maps from the artistic point of view. They are pretty great. From a difficulty standpoint, they are not the hardest in most cases. There are some pretty hard ones in only Grapple, but in general they are more artistic, and that's what I appreciate also about them. They do not try to be the most difficult, they just try to look great, and that's fine with me. Not all outposts have to be these brutal outposts with, I don't know, 52 pistons and so on. And yeah. I often lose my way in the Shady Beds outpost if I do not use Wayfinder, because the maps are pretty big and I still often don't know how it's possible to build so big with the constraints you have on capacity. But that's probably why there are not as many traps or not as many difficult setups to get past. Because most of the blocks probably go into the buildings. Atco was a pretty easy map, also very short. I reckon it was one of the earlier maps from Shady, because some of the early maps I think had the same style of blocks, if I remember correctly. Maybe that's just wrong and I could be wrong about that, but I felt like it could have been an older map of Shady. Or maybe Shady tried to use a smaller plot or something. There's many possibilities. Yeah, Bascom. Bascom was a lot more difficult than the previous outposts in this video, I think. And that's because of the exit that we will see later. But for now, the entrance, it's decently easy. There are some things to worry about, like the plasma sentinels and finding a way up that is safe. Then going down here, there are sometimes bombs that go down with you, so avoiding them at the right time is also not the easiest. This staircase is really easy to avoid when you can see the pistons. You just have to be careful that you do not go too fast. And this is a bit tricky. You have to be pretty fast to grab the gen mat and get out of there, because there's a claw and the second wave traps will activate, and when the second wave traps activate, it will be more difficult to get out of there. It is important to note that when we go up here, I think that's the map, right? There should be at the exit 4 pistons, or yeah, it should be 4 pistons or 2 pistons that block the exit, and these were pretty difficult to time correctly to get out while being attacked by everything in here. It took me a few attempts, but I finally got out and I was pretty happy about it. That's why I also gave not more in the fun category, because I am not a fan of pistons in general, and them being being the only major obstacle in the outpost is often frustrating for me. But on a good note, here's the next outpost that was pretty interesting to get up to and into. It's a large outpost that, if you do not know the way, could probably take some time to complete. But when you know the way, it's pretty short. You can easily find the way down. Just have to avoid the pistons and go down here. Then there are some guards that are generally not that difficult. The most difficult part is here getting back to this place, so the plasma sentinel does not kill you, but if you go too far, you could also be hit by an incinerator, or if you wait too long in the same spot, there's also the possibility of the arrow of the bullshot trap going off and killing you. There are many ways to die in that room, but it's also decently easy to avoid if you find a safe spot in that room. Bladensburg, God, I don't know. What was it, the Sentinel map? No, it wasn't. It was. This is a map that uses primarily Sentinels, and this map was nearly only luck-based to complete. I knew a few spots that were semi-safe and could save me potentially, but only if I got lucky with the cycles of the pistons, with guards and projectiles, claws and everything. And it took a long time to get out of here safely as well, which is probably because of the sentinels and claws. The claws can be detrimental. The moment you get hooked by a claw, you most often are just dead. there's not much you can do in a only grapple run against a claw that hits you. So you want to avoid them at all costs. Some claws can also help you and save you, but most do not. This outpost is mainly a second wave outpost, so the entrance is easy and does not take much skill to do. There are some bolt shots you can must avoid, but nothing too crazy. But when going out, there's a lot of things you have to time. There are now a few traps, the incinerator here, then there is the exit, which has a lot of claws, which again, because of the aforementioned reasons, is decently hard to avoid. So you have to exactly time in a grapple to the points where you want to go. If not, you are very likely to be grabbed. For example, I also want to try to get behind the guard as fast as possible by grappling, because that allowed me to not be hooked by a claw and instead the guard be hooked. I don't think it did anything and I was just out of range at that time, but better be safe than sorry. I don't remember this map. Now I remember that map. Yeah, this is a map that is pretty open and there are shorter ways to go, but I found that this is the safest way from the guard timing point. So you want to avoid some of the guards pretty much for all the time. Guards can always impede your movement or make things more based on luck, because sometimes they destroy the entire RNG of everything you can do. But in general, this map is mostly based on avoiding the bolt shots and getting past the pistons and hoping that the guards are dead. Yeah, it's basically hoping that the guards are dead or not in your way, because especially with the Revenger, if he is too close to you, it's nearly always a death. So getting him somehow killed was my goal here, and I did get him killed by the incinerator. And finally I could go up here, and I was very careful to check if there was not another trap that could kill me now, because that would be unfortunate if that got me. And yeah, I didn't know that there was a second wave exit, so I was surprised when I hooked there, and yeah, it was a fun map. And lastly it was Capitol Heights, and another small and cozy map that is somewhat interesting to play and pretty open, but not in the same way as the other map we played the moment before that. I already forgot the name, sorry. I'm not good at remembering things. But yeah, I will say goodbye for now and leave the rest of the video to you in silence. I hope you had fun and see you next time. Goodbye.